Salam alaikum, grüß Gott, bonjour, and welcome to this video. In this one I will compare these two speakers, my all-time favorite, speaking about the speakers I had at home, that is the Totem Sky, and my new speaker, the CABASSE Murano. Now, these two look different and sound different, and I will try to keep it short and simple, but in the end I tend to talk too long. Now let's see. Both are tonally natural. In my opinion, the Totem Sky, or Totem in general, is still king of tone. It is even lusher while being quick at the same time, and I talk about bass and mid-range and treble too. The CABASSE Murano is a tiny bit brighter than the Totem Sky and has even better instrument separation. So these two things, the tone, they are quite they're not the same, but they are very close to each other, and I think no matter how good the other speaker gets, this Totem Sky has always its own point. Its tonally natural presentation and its holographic imaging. And the thing that is called Pratt, pace, rhythm, and timing, it is just amazing with the Totem. So, and it is tiny compared to the CABASSE speaker. It has 4 binding posts, so you can B-wire and B-amp, and the CABASSE has only 2 binding posts. I think they are from Furutech, so these binding posts alone cost almost 300 euros, which is very expensive for a speaker that costs 4,500 euros. Right now you can get them for 3,600. I'm talking about the CABASSE Murano. Now, the CABASSE Murano is even more transparent than the Totem Sky. The center image is amazing with both. I always say the same. It even when I open my eyes, it looks like the voice is coming from my amp when it is mixed that way and recorded that way and so on. I know, but this is a trick I really like. That is, for example, much better than the Elak Vela I had before. Now, I had the chance to get to know the sound of the Totem Sky speaker for 4 years, and I can say that it is unrivaled in terms of output regarding the size. It has so much and so delicate bass. When I say delicate bass, it is jumpy, it is quick and still tonally rich. The CABASSE Murano. Now, I think, and I have to tell you which amps I used, because right now I've only used 2 amps. I've used the Heat Elixir and the XTZ A2300. Both sound good with both amps. Both speakers sound good with both amps, but the Totem, that was wishful thinking. I wanted to say Totem Tribe Tower, but it is the Totem Sky here. So The Totem Sky sounds amazing with the heat elixir. That is a recommendation by Zero Fidelity, shown by Zero Fidelity, who said that this is an amazing combo, and it is. It is really, really, it is punchy, it is sounding lush and organic. The holographic imaging is good, and I'm impressed. I think the CABASSE Murano needs a bit more power. So this woofer alone weighs 4 kilograms, which is a lot for just one woofer. And I think it needs more power to be moved. It needs more power to be moved. And the Totem Sky doesn't need that. So the CABASSE Murano benefited from the XTZ or XTZ A2300. That one has much more power than the heat elixir. The heat elixir has 50 watts into 8 ohms. And I'm not sure. I think the A2300 has 150 into 8 ohms. And these both are rated as 8 ohm speakers. So, if you would ask me, with my small experience with my limited experience trying different amps, I tried a lot of amps with the Totem Sky, but not so with the CABASSE Murano. In my opinion, the Totem Sky is easy to drive, and it sounds better and better with every step up in your amp game. And that is my next thing to do with the CABASSE Murano. I would like to test the CABASSE, the amp called CABASSE. I didn't buy it yet, but that is one amp I will give a chance. So right now it is the heat elixir, and I will also try my other amp, the Unico Primo by Unison Research. That one is promising too, since it is more powerful than heat elixir. But again, back to the speakers. The sound stage is even a bit bigger and a bit deeper, and everything is a little bit clearer with the CABASSE Murano. At the same time, these delicate dynamics by the Totem Sky are, I would say, I wouldn't say mesmerizing, but it is really engaging. So just in terms of engagement, it is so hard to beat the Totem Sky. It is such an engaging speaker. And I know I had a maybe perfect match with the heat elixir, and I don't have a perfect match for the CABASSE Murano. That is why this might be unfair. But right now there are some things that are obvious. The CABASSE Murano is more transparent, still tonally rich. The instrument separation, although it is good with the although it is good with the Totem Sky, it is even better with the CABASSE Murano. So if you have different instruments or whatever sound elements in a film, it is easier, or these sound elements pop out, and it is easier to distinguish them from the other things you hear. Yes, that is something that is very, very, very good with the CABASSE Murano. And in one of my last videos, I said the Totem Sky just throws out colored honey balls because it is so lush, so organic. So with such a lifelike, thick sound, it is special in that regard. And I want to say, I want to refer to one review. From a review I really like, that is Nemo Propaganda, who had this CABASSE Murano and then compared it just with one or two sentences to the Totem Bison. And the Totem Bison is more or less the Totem Sky. And he said the CABASSE Murano is one step up in the or that is how I sum up what he said. He said the CABASSE Murano is better than the Totem Bison. Okay. And now I have almost the same speakers here, and I know my amp, my front end isn't as good as what he uses. But what I can say is, even if another speaker can do 3 things better than the Totem Sky, it has still its rich tone and prat. And you can't take away that. It is just so good. It is this quickness and still lush, this rich mid-range, this voice intelligibility, and this realism of male and female voices is really amazing with the Totem Sky. So, and still, Nemo Propaganda might be right. Still, the CABASSE Murano might be one step up in the speaker game. So it is unfair because I should have compared the Totem Element Ember to this CABASSE Murano. I think that would be a much more fair or much fairer comparison. So I'm sorry I don't have that speaker, but this is what I have here. And what I want to say is, if you have the Totem Sky, you will not win in every department when you step up to another brand and another level of speaker design. Even at a lower budget, it is, I mean, the Totem Sky has a tone and holographic imaging too, and prat, so this quick, lush bass and mid-range. It is just good, no matter the price, just plain good. And I'm sorry, I always use the word amazing. If you're looking for that word, yes, it is amazing. This is just plain amazing. And yes, so is the CABASSE Murano 2. It is, like I said, it is just a tiny bit brighter. It is just a tiny bit more transparent and hits deeper at low volumes, I would say. So that is what I took away when using the A2300 as the amp. That is it so far. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below. I have no doubt I did forget a lot of things. Now, like I said, I used the Totem Sky for 4 years. Not regularly. I barely listen to music. I watch more film and so on. But maybe once a month, I listen to it, and every time the thing I say is yes. Yes, that is, in my opinion, the best tone I've ever heard. And I'm comparing everything I've heard at the Munich High-End show and everything I've heard at home. And comparing every speaker I've heard at home, the Totem Sky is the one speaker with the best tone and most delicate bass. That is how I describe it. I mean this dynamics, this prat, this quick and lush and jumpy bass performance. If I find better words, I will write them down in the comments. If you know the speaker, please write your opinion, how you would describe the bass and mid-range performance and the treble is so refined, and I would say, and there I'm again referring to Nemo Propaganda's review. Yes, I would say the treble of the CABASSE is even more refined. But now I don't know why my focus just doesn't work with my phone. No. So, but in the case of the Totem Sky, I don't want to talk about bass, mid-range, and treble, because it is one organic, one lifelike experience. So it is amazing. And my next step is the CABASSE Murano. I want to try it. I want to find an amp to get almost the full potential, because I will not buy an amp for 10 or 20,000 euros. So I will look for an amp that gets me almost there for less than 3,000 or less than 4,000 euros. That is my goal. Thank you very much. Have a nice day or night whenever you watch this. And if you have the chance, listen for yourself. In my opinion, that is always the best way to find your speaker. So, see you in the next one. Bye bye.